Technology promised us utopia. It built us gleaming cities, connected us across continents, and propelled us into the stars. Yet, somewhere along the way, we strayed from the path. Our advancements, once symbols of hope, now cast long shadows. But even in the ashes, hope flickers back to life. Amidst the ruins, a high-tech research facility stands defiant. Scientists pursue a glimmer of hope from the ocean's depths. The research facility, a gleaming dome of advanced alloys, pierces the desolate landscape like a shard of hope. Inside, the air hums with cutting-edge technology. Monitors illuminate the faces of brilliant minds, a mixture of exhaustion and determination. Driven by a thirst for knowledge, they seek to understand the world's downfall. Dr. Eleanor Vance leads the team, her gaze sharp and unwavering. Her diverse team shares her commitment, united by a belief in redemption. For weeks, the team had been studying a mysterious signal, a rhythmic pulse emanating from the deepest part of the Pacific Ocean, the Mariana Trench. The signal defied all known laws of physics, its complex patterns hinting at an intelligence beyond human comprehension. Speculation ran rampant through the lab, fueled by sleepless nights and the constant hum of their instruments. Was it a distress call from a long-lost civilization, a beacon from an extraterrestrial intelligence, or something far more unsettling?
Dr. Chen, the team's expert in linguistics and cryptography, struggled to decipher the signal's intricate patterns. He spent countless hours hunched over his console, the glow of the monitor reflecting in his tired eyes, his brow furrowed with each failed attempt to decode the message. The signal seemed to taunt him, its alien rhythm whispering secrets just beyond his grasp. The more he studied it, the more he became convinced that this was no ordinary message. It was a siren's call, alluring and terrifying in equal measure.
Driven by curiosity, the team embarked on a perilous expedition to the source of the signal. Their vessel, the Nautilus Prime, was designed to withstand the crushing pressures of the abyssal depths. As the submersible plunged deeper, sunlight faded, replaced by the glow of bioluminescent creatures. The surface world gave way to an alien landscape of hydrothermal vents and strange creatures.
The crew watched in awe as the submersible pierced the veil of darkness. Each fathom carried them deeper into the unknown.
Section 5. Encounters in the Deep. The deeper they descended, the stranger the encounters became. Bioluminescent creatures, their bodies a kaleidoscope of light and shadow, danced around the submersible. Schools of fish, their scales shimmering like liquid mercury, darted through fields of phosphorescent plankton. The ocean depths, once thought to be barren and lifeless, teemed with an astonishing diversity of life, each organism uniquely adapted to survive in this extreme environment. As the submersible ventured deeper into the abyssal plane, the creatures grew larger and more bizarre. Colossal squid, their tentacles lined with razor-sharp hooks, lurked in the shadows. Giant isopods, resembling prehistoric trilobites, crawled across the seabed. And then there were the creatures that defied classification, amorphous blobs of pulsating flesh, bioluminescent jellyfish the size of small cars, and creatures with eyes that glowed like embers in the darkness. Each encounter was a stark reminder that they were venturing into an alien world, a realm where the laws of nature seemed to be rewritten. Section 6. Shadows of a Forgotten Past. As the Nautilus Prime neared the source of the signal, sonar picked up an anomaly on the ocean floor. It wasn't a natural formation. This was something different, a structure of impossible angles and smooth obsidian-like surfaces. As they moved closer, details began to emerge from the darkness. Carvings, intricate and unsettling, adorned the structure's surface, depicting beings that seemed both familiar and profoundly alien. The submersible's powerful floodlights illuminated the structure, revealing a monolithic edifice that dwarfed their vessel. It was a cyclopean city, its towers and arches sculpted from a material that resembled black polished glass. The carvings, once obscured by the darkness, now writhed before their eyes, depicting grotesque creatures with tentacles, fangs, and eyes that seemed to follow their every move. A sense of dread settled over the crew, a primordial fear that resonated deep within their bones. They had stumbled upon something ancient and powerful, something that should have remained hidden in the abyss. Section 7. The Gateway Awakens. The signal reached its crescendo as they approached a colossal archway, its entrance shrouded in an ethereal glow. The carvings on the archway pulsed with an otherworldly light, as if the structure itself were alive. As the submersible drew closer, the archway erupted in a blinding flash of energy. A swirling vortex of colors and light, a breach in the fabric of reality, opened within the archway. The crew watched in terrified fascination as the vortex expanded, its edges crackling with raw energy.
Dr. Vance, her face pale, but her eyes alight with scientific curiosity, ordered the submersible to hold its position. She knew they were witnessing something unprecedented, a phenomenon that could redefine our understanding of the universe.
But as the vortex grew larger, a sense of unease settled over her. The carvings on the archway, now glowing with an infernal light, seemed to writhe and contort, their silent screams echoing through the submersible. The abyss was awakening, and it had something to show them. The submersible, caught in the vortex's pull, was drawn towards the archway. The crew, strapped into their seats, could only watch in horror as the swirling maelstrom of energy enveloped their vessel. Systems malfunctioned, alarms blared, and the lights flickered erratically as the very fabric of reality seemed to unravel around them. They were no longer in control, their fate at the mercy of an unknown force.
Inside the submersible, chaos reigned. Instruments sparked and died, their readings spinning wildly. The metal hull groaned and creaked under the immense pressure of the vortex, threatening to buckle at any moment. Dr. Singh fought desperately to regain control of the submersible, his hands flying across the control panel, but it was no use. We were caught in an unstoppable force, a cosmic riptide that was dragging us towards an unknown destination. The vortex pulsed with an energy that seemed to vibrate deep within our bones, scrambling our thoughts and filling our minds with terrifying visions.
The world outside the submersible dissolved into a kaleidoscope of impossible geometries and shifting colors. Time seemed to warp and bend, stretching and compressing at the whim of the vortex. The crew, their minds on the verge of fracturing, experienced fleeting glimpses of alien landscapes and unimaginable horrors. They saw monstrous creatures, their forms shifting and pulsating, swimming through a sea of stars. They saw cities of impossible architecture, their towers piercing the heavens and their foundations rooted in the void. They saw their own reflections staring back at them, twisted and distorted, their eyes burning with an alien light. The boundary between sanity and madness blurred as their senses were overloaded. Whispers of forgotten languages echoed through their minds, speaking of ancient pacts and cosmic horrors. The air grew thick with the stench of decay and the metallic tang of blood. They were no longer masters of their own thoughts, their minds invaded by something ancient and malevolent. The vortex was not just a portal through space, but a gateway into the darkest recesses of their own subconscious. Then, as abruptly as it began, the chaos subsided. The submersible, battered and scarred, emerged from the vortex into a vast subterranean cavern. Above, shimmering like a cosmic tapestry, was the ocean they had left behind, its depths now an impassable ceiling. They were trapped, their vessel a wounded bird in an abyssal cage. But they were not alone. Something watched them from the shadows of the cavern, its presence heralded by the echoing drip of water and the rasp of unseen claws on stone.
The submersible's floodlights pierced the oppressive darkness, revealing towering structures of bone and chitin that stretched towards the unseen ceiling. Glowing orbs, pulsing with an eerie, organic light, hung suspended in the air, casting long, grotesque shadows that danced and writhed like living things. A sense of wrongness pervaded the cavern, a violation of the natural order that sent shivers down our spines. The air itself felt heavy, thick with the weight of millennia and the stench of something ancient and profoundly alien.
As the crew of the Nautilus Prime grappled with their predicament, a low growl echoed through the cavern, a sound that seemed to vibrate in their very bones. It was a primal sound, filled with hunger and an alien rage that sent chills down their spines. The shadows around them deepened, coalescing into monstrous shapes that moved with a terrifying grace. The abyss had opened its maw, and it was hungry.
The expedition had become a desperate fight for survival. Trapped in an abyssal prison, hunted by creatures beyond human comprehension, the crew of the Nautilus Prime found themselves facing a horrifying truth. They had opened a door that should have remained closed, and something monstrous had stepped through. The fate of humanity, already hanging by a thread, now rested on their shoulders. But how do you fight against an enemy born from the nightmares of the universe itself?